것들이 너무 크네.
Yeah, the fact that I can look at it and like anything else is just.
ただきます。ごちそうさまでした。